spoiler alert, you should attend Free to Dream 2020. So you can go to freetodream.live, freethedream.live. It will take you straight to the sales page. Sign up and make it a point to be there. It's definitely worth your while. So that's a spoiler alert. It's been one of my favorite events for the last 2 years. So last year was the first year I attended Free to Dream, and it's held by Cliff Ravenscraft and his wife, Stephanie Ravenscraft. Slow down, Colin, you're getting a little excited. They bring in a whole heap of awesome speakers, and the kind of people that they attract to them, right? The kind of students, the kind of entrepreneurs that they attract to them are top-notch people. And it was just a great experience being there for the second year around. And I think the second year around, it was even more beneficial to me because a lot of this information was seeded last year and kind of nurtured through the year. And then when I went back this time, things became even so much more clearer to me. So I'm going to share with you 10 of my biggest takeaways, right? And I think a lot of this goes, it covers the overarching theme of the conference. I think it's such a well put together conference that every topic, every session leads into the next one. It was just a great experience. So let's start off with my 10 biggest takeaways. And I'll share with you I'll give you some of my insight to it as we go through, and I'll try to remember my best to give credit to every one of the speakers who inspired each of these points. So the top 10 of my biggest takeaways from the Free to Dream Conference 2019. Now, the first thing is dream bigger. Dream bigger. I think a lot of times we think we're dreaming big, but we're actually dreaming based on the past results we've had or the current results that we're having, or that might just be my experience, right? So dreaming bigger is key to having that full life that you truly desire, and believing that you deserve better. So I think believing that you deserve better goes along with dreaming bigger, right? If you don't believe that you deserve better, if you don't believe that you're worthy of it, your dreams will be very small based off of where you are, as I mentioned. One of the exercises that we did there was just an exercise to write, I think 50 things that you want. And I like Cliff instructions that he gave before doing that exercise. It was, what are the things that you want? What are the dreams that you have? But don't attach any judgment to it. It's neither good or bad or it's excessive, or just write the dreams and the goals and the things that you want that doesn't have any, and don't attach any judgment to it. So that's the first big takeaway for me is dream bigger. And it leads right into number 2. The second biggest takeaway is that all beliefs have consequences. And that's the overarching theme of the Free to Dream conference. Actually, that was Cliff's opening keynote. And this keynote was very powerful. Last year was eye-opening for me, but this year was even more powerful because I could sit there and see how my beliefs has affected my performance, have affected me over the last year. And it became clearer how my beliefs have affected me over my life. So all beliefs have consequences, right? And when you become aware of those beliefs and the thoughts that are stopping you, you'll realize that you weren't dreaming bigger. You were just complacent and satisfied with the results that you're currently having. I actually have the notes to the side, so that's why I'm looking to the screen. When you look at your current situation, right, and you see the current results that you're having, start asking yourself some questions. Why do I have this result? Why don't I have this particular thing that I want or desire? And you'll start making excuses or giving reasons. And many times those reasons are key to unlocking those beliefs that you have that are actually stopping you from having those things. So that was the second one for me. All beliefs have consequences, and it became clearer because I was able to now attach and identify some of those beliefs that I've had and attach the results that I've been having and the lack of some of the results I really want to what I'm really believing. So that's the number 2. Number 3, you have to start reprogramming you. Just like a computer. And sometimes for me, I'm not a very techie guy, although I teach online business, but I don't really like the technical stuff. But for me, one of my easiest fix to anything computer related, I just power off and turn it back on. right? But sometimes it solves the problem, but it actually refreshes the system, the computer system, and everything, start working again. You need to have that kind of refreshing for yourself, right? You need to start reprogramming yourself, and that starts with reprogramming your mindset, and that's what is attached to your beliefs. So the key to reprogramming your mindset is identifying the source of the unbelief, the self-doubt. Why are you thinking what you're thinking? For me, I actually did a mastermind call on a hot seat with Cliff early in the year, and that was a very powerful experience that helped me understand some of the sources of my unbelief, of my doubt and my fears. But that's also during the conference, we talked about that. Those things became even clearer to me. Now, to overcome that, right, and to complete, when you're able to diagnose why you have this disbelief or unbelief or self-doubt, now you're able to start working on fixing it, right? So some of the things we talked about at the conference were, I think it was, I'm trying to remember the guy's name. Bummer. I don't have his name right now, but he talked a lot about how you have to reframe your mindset. Actually, I want to mention his name, man, because by the way, we got this awesome workbook. It's a huge workbook. As you can tell, I went through every page and worked through it. And to me, that's one of the big things about going to a conference. It's very tempting to go to a conference or an event and just sit there and suck up a lot of information and not take action. But I love what Cliff them do. They actually give you this workbook. And with this workbook, you're able now to follow along in a very strategic way. I'm going to find it in a very strategic way. Take notes, right? Notes that you could, that help reinforce what is being taught from stage, but also helps you when you go back home. For me, I'm committed to going back through this workbook over the next few months, over the next year, and revisit these things that I've learned there, because it was a huge investment. And actually, that's something I'm going to talk about in another video, because a lot of people say, well, I can't afford to go to conferences and things to that effect. I couldn't afford to go to this one, but I really wanted to, and I made it happen. I made it possible. I shared that in another story. So the guy who talked about reprogramming your belief was Tracy Trost, T-R-O-S-T. So great presentation, right? And a lot of our beliefs have to do with our mindset and how we are programmed. But you can actually change that programming through doing some simple things, right? Gratitude, expressing gratitude for where you are, what you have. And you'll see what more is possible. Affirmations, your words, the words you choose to speak, definitely can start changing your programming and reprogramming yourself, right? And the daily activity that you do, right? If you're constantly speaking negative about yourself, about your desires, that's what's going to show up. So those are a couple of things that Tracy shared about how you can start reprogramming yourself, identifying the source, looking for opportunities to express gratitude. And it's amazing when you do look for opportunities to express gratitude, how much of it you can find. The other thing is that, the more you do the exercises, the more you express gratitude, the more you speak positive words about what you want, about your dreams and your goals, the more you dive into affirmations and you believe them, it becomes more possible for you to start changing yourself from the inside out. The full takeaway from 2019 Free to Dream Conference is you can create miracles in your life. And this presentation was done by Ray Edwards. Powerful presentation. And one of the things, I'm going to quote one of the things he said, you must have faith. But he also said you must point your faith at your biggest challenge and apply the miracle factor. And Ray went on to share the components of the miracle factor. And the cool thing about it is not only is this a talk, right? He shared examples of how this has worked in his life and how he's used this miracle factor to get the kind of results that he desired, not for only himself, his family, but his clients. So the miracle factor in a nutshell: number one, inspiration. What inspires you? Number two, meditation. See your dreams as if they were real. And that was a big takeaway for me, right? Is seeing my dreams as if they were real, visualizing what it would look like when I actually accomplish these things I want to accomplish. Articulation, speak your vision. We just talked about that. Tracy talked about that again. And as I mentioned, you can see how each of these talks kind of blend into each other, right, to reinforce it. Speak your vision. The fourth part to the miracle formula, is there four? I think there's four, is multiplication, right? What could you do to multiply your dreams and your wealth? Start thinking outside the box. What are the things you can do to multiply your dreams and your wealth? And as you start working on your beliefs and start working on what's possible for you, more of that becomes clearer of what else you can do to make your dreams possible, what else you can do to achieve wealth and to create a kind of life that you want to. The fifth thing, my fifth biggest takeaway from, by the way, I shouldn't even number these because all these were impactful in a different way to me. Now, my fifth takeaway from the Free to Dream 2019 conference is you must have a strong reason why you're going after your big dream. You must have a strong reason why you're going after your big dream. Mark Mason did a masterful presentation, and the way he put together a really good slide on how to get to your true desire, your true why, to find your passion. And by having a strong reason why you want to accomplish your goal, it helps give you leverage. It helps, and that leverage serves as fuel to go after that goal, because going after your big goals is never easy. If you're able to achieve your dreams and your goals pretty quickly, obviously that's a tip. Obviously it's not big enough. So going after your dreams and goals require a strong reason why you're doing it and that leverage. And here's a question or a statement you can complete that would help you dive in and start figuring out that big why, right? So Mark mentioned from stage, I don't have the exact wording, but it's similar to this. I am doing this, blank, fill it in, so that blank. I am doing this so that, look, I'm building this kind of business. I want to pursue my dreams that I want to, so that I can want to be one of my major things I want to do. I'm creating this business so that I can pay for my daughter's college tuition. I want my daughter to graduate from college. She's currently a sophomore. I want her to graduate from college debt-free. And that's a promise I've made to her. Talk about leverage. I don't know. As a parent, as a dad, I think I take it a little bit more serious as a dad, as my only daughter. I want to be the guy that keeps his word to her. So that's leverage. That's one of my biggest whys, why I want to make this work, why I have to serve more people, why I have to create this life that I desire. Because the more I do serve more people, create a life that I desire, I create more money, more wealth, and I'm able to pay for my daughter's tuition. So that you see how that works, right? That creates leverage because my why is so strong. And during the conference, that became even clearer of, wow, having that why want to make me work harder. So that was the fifth thing. My sixth biggest takeaway from the Free to Dream Conference 2019 is you got to get around the right people. I know we all hear about, you're the average of the 5 people that we all know that, but you got to get around the right people. Aaron Walker did a great presentation about that. And one of the cool things about going to conferences, that's a great place to start to get around the right kind of people. If a lot of people say, well, my family, my friends are not into online business. My family and friends are not entrepreneurs. They don't get it. Okay, we totally get it. They don't get it. And that's okay. They may not get it. But you have an opportunity by going to conferences, going to events, to start being around the kind of people that will help you propel and reach and achieve your goals. Those are the kind of people who dream to the level that you dream. Those are, you want to be around the kind of people who want what you want, have big dreams. You want to be kind of around the kind of people who actually look at themselves as a solution provider in their life. And again, going to conferences does it. There are about 120 people, or I think about 120 people there at the event. Those are the people I want to hang out with all the time. It was just an amazing weekend and not only inspiration, right, but talking to real people, seeing and digging into their passions and why they're doing this, that fueled me up. By going to conferences, if your personal network of friends and family are not aligned with entrepreneurship, not aligned with your goals and vision, by going to conferences, you can start developing new relationships. There are a couple of people I talked to there. I saw that for the second or third time. I've kept up over the years. That relationships have gone deeper. Those are people I'm actually going to be reaching out to over the next year, because I want to be more intentional and having more of those people in my life. I've been fortunate to be around people who are supportive of my dream and my vision, but having more of them is even better. So being around the right people is key. They'll inspire you. They'll hold you accountable and call you out on your BS. A lot of times we're around people who love us and care about us, and what they'll do, they'll pacify us, right? Or maybe their level for success is as low as ours. So if even we are slacking off and we're not living up to our full potential, it may be to them we're killing it, and they'll pat you on your back and make you feel comfortable. But when you're around people who are bigger thinkers, who are big dreamers, who are people who are like being at a conference with a guy like Aaron Walker, started 14 businesses, run a awesome company. I have like I think 15 mastermind groups. When you're around him, and you follow him on Facebook, and he sees you there, I'm like, you know what? I want to be more like this guy. I haven't done crap compared to this guy's yet. But if I'm around with my average friends, they may look at me and say, well, you're full-time on, you're self-employed. Good for you, man. You're my hero. That's cool. But you want to be around people who can push you to be even more, and also call you out on when you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, right? A lot of times when you're around the right people, you're able to get direction and guidance that you're more than likely you're not able to. I've been absolutely blessed in my life to be around people who've always poured into me. And one of the things that's done for me, that's actually a way of me creating even more leverage to go after my goals. If I see people are pouring into me that I respect and I value, people who are successful, and it happens all the time. And Cliff Ravenscraft is an example of that. Leslie Samuels is an example of that. Brian Finale is an example of that. Those are guys that poured into me, right? And these are guys that are doing really awesome things online. I don't want to look like a tool and not implement what they're telling me, not doing the work, right? So that's another way of creating leverage. When you're around the right people, they give you guidance, they give you direction. And then for me, it creates even more leverage. The other thing about being around the right people, you're able to get connections as to what the next step for you is, right? A lot of times you may not know what the next step for you is. Being around the right people and having those right conversations and being honest, right? Being honest with where you are in the process. Through those natural conversations, people can say, you know what, I know you, I think you should meet this guy. I think you should meet this girl. Oh, I think you should check out this site. Oh, here's a book that's helped me. You'll get that kind of those connections and those resources that would help you accelerate faster. You don't have to search for it on your own. So I think you can see I'm a big fan of being around the right people, and being in this group is being around the right people. Being around a group of people who want better for their life, who are entrepreneurs, who are doing the work daily. That's being around the right people. That's where you can start, right? You don't have to leave your house, but when you go to events, I think is a deeper connection. So that's my 6th takeaway: being around the right people. Then my Aaron Walker. The other, number 7, dreaming big is not enough. Having big dreams and big goals and envisioning your life being grand is not enough. You have to take action to make it happen. And a lot of times we dream and we write down our goal and we write down what our vision for our future is, but that's where we stop. We don't set a plan. We don't sit down and create a plan. The example I always use when I'm talking to coaching clients or anyone to share an example is, if you're going from New York to California, you could go without a map and without a GPS. You'll get there eventually. But if you have a map, who uses a map these days? Ooh, kind of a little old here, Colin. But if you have a GPS, you can plan your route and you can get there in a more efficient way. You can plan your route and have a better experience while getting there. You can plan your route. You will still encounter obstacles, but you'll know what the next step is. So dreaming big is not enough, but you have to create that actionable plan. And that's one of my favorite exercises we did at Free to Dream. I think about 50 something questions. We spent one day, I think the second day, Cliff walked us through this exercise, and we created an actionable plan designed around our most important goal and dream, the one we want to accomplish now, that one goal. A lot of the questions we answered were around being very specific about what you want. Why do you want it? What is stopping you from getting it right now? And that's, to me, that was a really eye-opener question for me. I think in the first session when we talked about beliefs had consequences, I was able to identify a challenge that I'm having right now, or used to have, changing my language, I'm working on it, used to have, that's been holding me back from getting to where I want. So being able to identify what's stopping you right now from getting to that goal was key, writing it down and mapping it out. What would happen if you don't reach the goal? What would happen if you don't accomplish that goal? And if you're cool with life just being the same, if nothing, I didn't reach the goal, life is cool, everything is good, No big deal. If that's it, it's not going to work for you. That goal is not big enough. It has to be something that is not going to be a pleasant situation if you don't reach the goal, but getting clear on that. What if you don't reach the goal? What is the consequence of you not reaching the goal? And what is the time frame that you want to hit and reach this goal in? And along the way, setting incremental goals. What could you do in the next 24 hours? What could you do in the next 7 days, next 30 days? Setting these benchmarks to kind of get you moving, right? And I think Tony Robbins says, when you set a goal, the first step is to take an action immediately. And one of the actions I took at the event after going through this exercise, one of the first actions is telling a few other people I respected of what my goal was. I made a point to tell them that. And also the second step I took is actually going to my calendar and setting some reminders in there. Hey, this is what you need to get done in the next 7 days when it comes toward achieving your goal. So that was number 7. Number 8, it's okay to be loaded. Not loaded, but rich. It's okay to be rich. Anna Powers did a really cool presentation about money, about how we think about money, how a lot of times our fear about money prevents us from making money. Yes, I was one of those people. I've been working on my money mindset for the last 3 or 4 years. It's crazy. Before 4 years ago, in 2016, I started selling high ticket items for a platform. And before that, I always said, I don't like sales. I'm not a good salesperson. But a mentor of mine introduced me to it, gave me the training, and showed me how selling allows me to help more people and help the people who really want to go to a next level. Because to be honest about it, we can give away all the free information we want as business owners. We can give away all the free products we want to give away, all the samples. But there's only so much of a limit you can give away for free, right? It's if you have a physical product, how much of it you can actually give away for free? Because you're actually buying that product. If you're selling information, coaching, training, how much of that you can give away for free before you are not able to pay for your hosting, before you're not able to pay yourself. So sharing your content with people for free is a great way to help people in the beginning stages, right? As they start their process. But for most people to have success, the true success that they desire, the success that equals to the dreams and the goals that they have, it involves them making a purchase. It takes your energy to a higher level. And a lot of times we're afraid to actually sell. We're afraid of money. We're afraid of being rich. We're afraid of talking about money. I feel a little weird talking about money. I'll be honest. I feel a little weird talking this way on this video right now. But I've come a long way. A couple of years ago, I'd have never had this conversation with anyone, right? Even much less on a video. And I'm going to share this on YouTube, share it around a couple places. But it's okay to be rich. It's okay to be rich because here's the cool thing about it. Number one, you're able to help a lot more people get results. And by being rich, your wealth allows you to go even beyond your dreams. Just think about the ripple effect that your purchase power allow you to have. I thought about this yesterday after the last day of the conference, went to have a great Mexican lunch with some friends. And I was thinking about it as I'm sitting there because actually, and I talked about that on the last day, a couple hours before, and I was just thinking about it. We were at this restaurant having a great time. We're not only helping keep that restaurant owner in business, right? Helping him cover his costs of the day, or be a part of the process. We're helping that server. We're helping more than likely, that server may take a Lyft to get home from work. We're helping that Lyft driver, and there's the ripple effect. That server may have paid for a babysitter today to be at work. We're helping the babysitter. So if you start looking about the ripple effect that your money can have, you will want to be rich. And Anna talks about it's important to be rich and embrace it. She shares the story of the parable. I'm not going to get into it. I never get the story right. But basically in the Bible, there's a story. I'm not going to get into the Bible story, but there's a parable in the Bible about, I'm not going to get into the story. I'm a Christian, but I'm not one of those like Bible knowing Christians. I got to get better at that. I got to get better at that. But you want to be loaded. It's okay to be rich. It's okay to have a lot of money. And a lot of times we feel negatively about money because of the way we were raised, because of the way people around us think about money, because of how we see rich people portrayed. And one of the things that I know for a fact, and I've learned this over the years and started to believe this to be true, money don't make the person. If you're a jerk and you're poor, you're a jerk. If you're rich and you're a jerk, you're still a jerk. Money doesn't make you. Money is just a tool. You are who you are. Money may just help you amplify that, right? If you're a kind person and you have money, just imagine more what you can do. If you have a horrible mindset and you're a miser and you have money, that's what you're gonna do. So money doesn't make you want good or bad. Money is just a tool to help you be more of who you truly are, or allow you to become more of who you really want to be. So it's okay to be rich. I love that conversation. That was really a powerful session by Anna. She did a great job. She rapped. She sung. She knocked it out of the park. The next presentation, number 9, the ninth thing that then I'm trying to get my thoughts. I get all excited about money conversation. So the ninth takeaway, that was number 9 on the list. There we go. Number 9. Punch fear in its face. And Giovanna, Lady J. Elson, did this presentation. She talked about, it's important that you have to confront fear. You have to confront doubt. You have to confront those insecurities that you have, because it's not serving you well. You have to build up the courage to confront fear and then basically punch it in the face. And what happens to make that possible is by you becoming more calm, by you start doing. Do it even if you're afraid of doing it. Do it even if you're afraid of doing it. Doing Facebook Lives, doing videos. I've been online for over 15 years. I only started doing videos in the last 5 years. And a lot of times, even before getting on the video, I'm still nervous about doing it. But you want to do it in spite of. If you know you're doing it for a good, if you know what you're about to talk about will help and impact people, do it. Because not only are you robbing yourself of the possibility of impacting the world, you're robbing people of a possibility of changing their life. So in order to get confident, you got to start doing it. And the more you do it, and you're doing it over and over and over, the more confident you become. So that was something that was really reinforced to me there. And it's something I really appreciate to hear. Because yes, there was times when I don't want to do certain things because fear, doubt, but you have to confront it. The other thing that Giovanna talked about was many times we hide because there's certain things we're embarrassed about. There's certain things we're ashamed about. I didn't do videos for a long time because I just didn't like how I look on camera. At times I didn't do videos because my teeth is not perfect. Oops, now you're gonna be looking at my teeth for the rest of this video. My teeth is not perfect, right? But guess what? I embrace it and I smile and I do the video. So you have to embrace those things that you're ashamed of, you're embarrassed of, because those are the things that's gonna help you break free and propel beyond those limits that you've set for yourself. A lot of times your story that's embarrassing, that's painful, is a story that's going to inspire other people, because you're not the only one that's going through it. You're not the only one that's having a struggle. You're not the only one that, haven't had success. You're not the only one that, whatever it is. I wasn't the only one that wasn't able to pay for the conference before actually making it happen, right? I wasn't the only one, but I can't wait to share that story and how I made it possible. Because I know that's going to give other people ideas on how they can make things possible in their life, even if they think they can't afford it. So that was number 9. Number 10, I love this one. It was done by Jeff Goins, and I'm going to share a quote in there from Stephanie Ravenscraft, but it's run your own race. Run your own race. Run your own race. One of the biggest challenges I see that many people in the online business space, raise my hand, guilty, guilty, guilty. We're constantly comparing ourselves to other people. We're constantly comparing ourselves to other people. I'll tell you a quick story. I just thought about this. 4 years ago, I signed up for an affiliate product through a guy on Twitter because I saw his branding and he was like, oh my God, this guy's awesome. I want to sign with him. I want to join me with him because he has all these awesome bonuses and he's going to be really, really able to help me maximize the benefit of this affiliate product, right? And let's compare myself. Number one, he's way better than I am. Number 2, his branding and all his content is way better than I am. Joined up, got on a call with him and realized he didn't know as much as I knew. He was actually just struggling. Guess what he was doing? He was actually just following the instructions that the program was teaching him. But I spent a lot of time comparing myself to him, and we were basically on the same level, or he just knew a little bit less than I do. A lot of times we do that. We compare ourselves to the best of people. We compare ourselves to the results people have been having for like 5 years. They've been in it for 5, 10 years, and they're now having success. We just showed up and we're like, oh, why can't I have that success? Because you haven't done the time. So stop comparing yourself, run your own race. I'm going to tie it with that. Run your own race. And it's okay to be where you're at. It's okay to be the beginning. It's okay to be having a challenge. It's okay for it not working out for you right now. But it's only okay if you're willing to do the work to make the process work for you. Now, one of the things that Stephanie Ravenscraft mentioned during her presentation was stop trying to live up to the expectations of other people, of everyone else. And I think that's one of the big things with comparison. Right? We think other people expect certain things of us. And I used to be that way. I thought, you know what, if I'm going to do coaching, I have to do all this stuff and all these expectations. And a lot of times when I meet with a coaching client, their expectations for success, when you really talk to them, is way below what I thought I needed to deliver. But I put all that pressure on myself not to show up. So stop trying to live up to the expectations of other people, of a lot of times fake, people give an impression of what their lives are like, and you buy into that. A lot of times your family and friends will say, well, you've been doing this online stuff, but you haven't gotten riches yet. Okay, you've been watching TV all day. You haven't gotten riches yet either. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm a little petty at times, right? But people have a certain expectation of you. Don't try to live up to that. You live up to the expectations you have of yourself. And if you have a high standard for yourself, you're cool. Embrace where you are. Be willing to share what you're learning right now. Be willing to share on your journey. Be willing to let people know that you're on the same journey with them. Run your own race. And a bonus. Those are the 10. Should I recap the 10? Yeah, let me recap the 10. So these are my 10 takeaways from the 2019 Free the Dream Conference. Number 1, dream bigger. Dream bigger. Don't base your dreams off of your current situation or your past results. Number 2, all beliefs have consequences. And if you don't believe that, look at the results you're having right now. Ask yourself the question, why haven't I had better results? You'll see the excuses that will come up. Those excuses are directly linked to your beliefs and their consequences behind it. Number 3, start reprogramming you. In order to change your beliefs and to believe that you deserve bigger and better dreams, you got to start reprogramming you, reprogramming how you think about yourself, reprogramming how you see yourself. Number 4, believe that you can create a miracle in your life. Believe that you can create a miracle in your life. Number 5, you must have a super strong why it's important for you to accomplish your goals. And the question for you to ask yourself there, I'm doing this blank, fill in the blank, so that, fill in the blank. And if that's so that doesn't make you cringe, doesn't make you scared, you need to up your game when it comes to your why. Number 6, getting around the right people is key. Getting around the kind of people that are on the same path that you are, that are dreaming bigger than you are. That's key. That's a key right there. Dreaming big is not enough. Having an actionable plan that you're willing to commit to implementing, that's what's going to make these dreams possible. And it's okay to be rich. It's okay to be rich. That's number 8. It's okay to be rich. You got to start believing that because rich people are awesome people. Rich people, when you're rich, you're able to help more people. Money don't dictate good or bad. Number 9, you want to punch fear in the face. You got to do it anyway. If not, you'll be in the same place you are today, tomorrow, next month, next year. Number 10, you want to run your own race. It's okay to be where you are. It's okay to be doing it the way you want to do it. Don't have to live up to everyone's expectations, but your expectations. Have high standards for yourself. And number 10, that was number 10, and the bonus by Chad Dell. Let your life be a ripple. Let your life be a ripple. Chad used a really good analogy of jumping into a pool, doing like what do you call it? When you do like, the word flips. When you just cannonball. When you cannonball into the pool, how the water like bursts out and this ripple to the side of the pool comes back and just ripple out. That's what you want your life to be, a ripple. The actions you take, the dreams you go after, the things you do, you want it to have a ripple effect. I shared a kind of an example of how the ripple effect of being rich is, right? When you go out, how is your money impacting other people? The more money you spend, the more people your money impacts. But let your life be that way. It have that ripple effect on the world. Now, if you're always all the way to the end of this video, you're definitely awesome. I appreciate you. You want to go to freethedream.live, freethedream.live, sign up for Free the Dream 2020. It's a phenomenal event done by Cliff Ravenscraft and Stephanie Ravenscraft, and a great community of people. I'm absolutely excited. I am part of that community. It's really made a huge difference in my life over the last year. And by going to the conference multiple times, I think this year I was able to dive in more to specific. I was able to hear, the inner me was able to hear the content more and filter what I needed now. Last year was like a fire hose, you got all the information, you got excited. And then I worked the information through the year, but going back a second time was impactful. I'd love to see you there next year. Those are my 10 biggest takeaways from Free the Dream Conference 2020. If you want to connect with me, you can find me over at colinyearwood.com, COLINYEARWOOD, colinyearwood.com. Talk to you soon. See you in the next video.